Hi there, hi everyone, and it is Thursday, the beginning of November. Hi Mum, hi Kimberly, and we are live on a Thursday instead of the Tuesday. Hi to everyone that's going to join. If those of you are watching on playback, this is a live stream. So there's a live chat and I do talk to people in the chat. So if you want to follow the chat along, give it 2 hours from upload to render and you can follow the chat and then you're with us all the way. So today's hi Lou, hi everyone that's coming in. For those that are lurking, a huge hello to you too. Today, hi Linda. Thank you for coming on over all the way from Australia. Bless you. Okay, so today's plan, we're going to catch up with the final bits of, hi Anna, hi Pamela. We're going to catch up with the final little finishing touches on the gnomes, and we're going to continue with the Grazia Salvo. So, hi Josie, hi anyone that's coming in. Hi Pickle. Yeah, I'm okay. So I wasn't around on Tuesday because I was having a bit of a pain flare. But push that aside, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. So I will spend the first couple of minutes saying hello and catching up with everyone in chat. Those that are watching this back, just your little bar, just scroll it along, and when I pick up the pencils is when I am going to do some colouring. So you can scroll on along. Hi, Loretta. Hi, everyone that's coming on in. So I've got a few shout outs. I also want to do the flip through of the new Colouring Heaven magazine. Hi, Rebecca. I've got a few birthdays this month as well that I want to just give a little shout out so everyone can wish you a happy birthday. Thank you, Kimberly. And I also have got some colouring news about a new group and a new book. So I want to also mention those at the beginning. So it's quite exciting. Hi, everyone that's coming in. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, what the whole pack. Congratulations. You will enjoy those. Hi, anyone that I may have missed. I'm just looking through the chat now. Hi, Vicky. Okay. So I'm going to leave this one first on the table, but I just want to give you a quick flip through of the new Colouring Heaven magazine. So this is issue 42. So, you get them tomorrow. You're going to really love them, Elizabeth. They are amazing pencils. Yeah, I'm okay. How are you, Anna? I hope you're feeling good. So you might recognise the same designs, the same theme, and the same name from issue 34. So we had, hi Rand, hi SMC, thank you for coming on over. So back earlier on in the year, I can't remember exactly which month, it may have been around April, May time. Hi Bella, hi Teresa, hi everyone. So remember we had the anime special by Collateral Damage Studios. So I did a flip through on a live stream for this. So we had all the anime designs from that team. Well, this issue is round 2, but it's not the same at all. Hi Dash, it's not the same at all as issue 34. So it's complete new designs, but the same studio altogether. It's the same team and the same style, but it is not the same designs as issue 34. Oh, Loretta, there's so much choice. Good luck with choosing. So I'm going to give you a quick flip through of the newest one. As I said, this is issue 42. This is this month's one. I think it was due for release on the 30th. But I did the subscription so that it comes to the door, because even if I don't colour one in, it's good for me to show you what's out there. Hi, Sharon. So huge welcome to everyone. So hi, Berenice. Is it Berenice? Thank you for coming on over. Sharon, it's a bit better. You know, this time of year brings a few flares, but we'll get through it. I'm well, I'm good. I hope you are too. So we're going to just jump on in. There is 40 images. Hi, Ashley. Hi, everyone. So it's the same collateral damage studio. So it tells you here it's a studio with a group of enthusiasts who debuted on the Singapore illustration scene in 2007. They were inspired by pop culture CDs and produced high-quality illustrations whilst having plenty of fun. The designs in this issue were commissioned by Colouring Heaven and created by Desti and Lozy Wrong, and with the assistance of Sherry Tay. So, hi, Morticia. Morticia, sorry, I'm just going to sidetrack. Morticia, I'm incredibly sorry that you were hidden on the channel. It was a complete accident. Sometimes this is just a little, heads up. If there is someone being timed out, a troll being timed out, sometimes when the chat goes fast, they click the wrong person, and it was just a complete mistake. So if that happens to anyone, it was just an error. Give me a little, email and I'll rectify it. Hiya, Purdy Cat. So I'm incredibly sorry, Morticia, that happened to you. And anytime that may have happened, yeah, it was a complete mistake. So I do apologise. I had no idea. So if that happens to anyone on a mod's quest to block a troll, you just email me. So I do apologise about that. I had no idea. Okay, so we go straight into the designs, and as I said, it's the same team. So if you go back on the old issue, you can see the kind of style that we've got. So that's quite a fashion, like pop fashion that they have in Japan. So we're going to just move on straight into here. Now, some of the images have a little description of what we've got there, and then they've also got anything on the myth. So you've got some mythological parts into this, and it's just all based on the sort of pop culture. So we got the ninja, and this is, as I said, this has just come out. I just received this today in the post. So you can subscribe to Anthem Publishing, or you can buy the individual issues over on their websites. You can go over to their Facebook page and their Facebook group. The Facebook group is called Friends of Colouring Heaven. Let me just dull down that brightness for you a minute so you can see. Is it all good on your screens? So some of them don't have any explanation to what the image is about because it's quite self-explanatory. If it's something that needs a little bit of a, a little description, then they'll have it at the side. This is a wedding, so it's quite, it's got the cultural elements to what goes on. They aren't hugely dark line art. Some of them are darker, but then you've got quite a few that are a very lighter black bordering a dark grey. See, this one will tell you why there's a tea ceremony. So this is a tea ceremony. So the Japanese tea ceremony, or chado, is a form of tradition steeped in history. Typically held in traditional tatami room, the green tea is prepared and served to the guests in a very ceremonial manner. So it gives you a little bit of a rundown of, what the whole point in that is. Hey, Shalene. Hi, Debbie. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? So then we've got, this one is a bit more of a mythological thing. So this is a spirit or a god that resides in human homes. And then you've got the origami. So, yeah, how was your time with Lisa, Shalene? You look like you were having fun. I've just caught up last night. Well, I caught up today with your stream. I didn't realise you were streaming yesterday. I loved your costume. Loved it. Oh. Well, I'm glad that she came over and that you had a good time. I love seeing that. Okay. Then we've got kimono. I need to say these things right. Hi, Janet. And then I'm not even going to butcher these names. This one. And then a fireworks one. So you could do this for bonfire night, which would be quite cool. He's got a mask. He's got a fan. He's in like a street market, and then you've got loads of fireworks above. And then again, this one, it looks like fireworks, but it's not. That's green. That's like a tree, but the leaves are very green. Hiya, Emily. Hi, Caroline. Happy Thursday. I love this one. This looks so pretty when it actually happens. Have you seen them when they put the floating lanterns on the water? They just all float and they're all lit up. It looks lovely. And then, you know, it gives you a little idea here as well. So you got the Star Festival celebrated on the 7th of July. So it's, you know, you got nice little things that they've taken from their cultures. So it's very cultural. And visual kai is a movement within the Japanese music industry with flamboyant outfits. So more on towards the fashion. Morikai is the forest style. It's an alternative fashion style that originated in Japan. It emphasizes on having a natural and somewhat whimsical flair. So a bit more free, a bit more sort of that very free, flowy look that some people have. No shoes, just socks, you know. Another fashion-based one. This one's Wallowy. The Wallowy style is a Lolita style that combines Japanese traditional clothing elements, such as the kimono, with classic motifs. So there's quite a lot. Hiya, Connie. There's quite a lot of fashion style. This again is quite young. So they're in a photo booth by the looks of it, or it's on the phone. No, it's on the phone because you've got where you take the camera, where you store it, where you can crop it and save it. So it's like a computer one. Again, this one's a Russian one based on parts of Russia and northern Japan. A Zen temple, so it's quite monk-like. This one's more street style, cultural center for anime subculture with Tokyo. So it's quite street style, this one. So if you were walking down one of their tall high-rise buildings, you see all those beside you. Yeah, I'm Julia. I'm just flicking through the latest issue. It literally came this morning. This one's quite video game-ish. So giant robots to fight against aliens or other giant robots from the opposite enemy faction. So that's more looking towards their sort of culture where they've got a lot of video games and they bring that into their fashion. This one speaks for itself. She's just on a bicycle. Oh, bless him. Window painting. It's still an art. Okay, Pickle. Japanese comics. So she's sitting there. She's an illustrator. Yeah. Well, Dash, to be honest, I mean, you know, there are subscriptions. So you don't have to subscribe. You can do the individual issues, but I just did that because it was for 3 issues for £3, which I thought was pretty good. So we get into the last 10. You've got the karate. And then you have the sword. So it's like a sword fight. A bit like fencing, isn't it? And then you've got Tengu. It's a Japanese folk religion where you dress half like a heavenly dog, but it's portrayed with a beak mask. Very, very, very unique. Watermelon smashing. I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind doing that. Anyone fancy doing that? You smash a watermelon open. That'd be quite fun. And then simple traditional handmade doll. This one with paper or cloth, and it's hung from the window with string. The talisman is supposed to encourage the weather to stay sunny. We need to do this over here. It is, Connie. Yeah, it's the newest issue. It's just come out today. Well, it just came in the post today. I think it was out on the 30th or 31st, I believe. Hi, Kenneth. That's okay. Thank you for joining. This one's a mascot to promote an area business or event. They're usually cute and simple, taking symbolic designs from what they promote. Despite its simplicity, they are highly popular, with one of the most popular ones having a net value of over $16 million. So one of these is worth 16 million. Hi, Kurt. Amber Lee, hi. It's the newest Colouring Heaven special that's come through the door today. Hi, Faithful. So I'm doing a quick flip, and then we're going to get into some colouring. We're going to finish off our gnomes, and we are going to continue with Grazia. And then we've got two more. This one, Yakuza. I don't know how you pronounce half of these. And then the last one, Ronin. So there's a film on Ronin. So yeah, that was the latest one. And as I said, this is issue 42. It is exactly the same studio style and nature as issue 34. So there's two to this, I'm going to say series. It's like a series. So you've got both. And that is all I've got to show you. I have got some colouring book news, but we're going to finish off this gnomes because we're almost there, everyone. We've got a couple of little bits. I'm sorry for knocking the camera there. So we have been doing, in our time, the Gnomes in the Neighbourhood tropical page. So I've caught up with the flowers. I've just got to do the middle bit of that. I didn't tell you what I was going to do in the middle, so I've left that for the stream. There is a little bit underneath the tiki mask, which is like a base. Oh, it's huge, Connie. And then we got to just fill in these little stones, and we've got little bits that I didn't know whether to do as vegetation or sea. Like there's little tiny areas. So if you look, you've got stones, but then you've got like these bits, which I would say is more, I don't know, I'm thinking kind of it could be vegetation because this is all leafy down here. And then we can wrap that up. Thank you so much. So I'm going to zoom you on in and try and get the lighting so that it's okay for you. And then we will crack on. Now, if there's any issues with your sound, picture, just put it in caps. And if you're talking to me, just shove it in capital letters so it catches my eye. And I shall try and address that for you. Okay, so we've got all the finishing touches to do on this one. Hi, you're from France. So I hope everyone's okay. How have you been, everyone? I hope you've been well. So we've got a couple of birthdays this month as well. So we've got Mona M on the 12th. I'm going to do them each month. I'm going to try and do a shout out at the beginning of the month. So Mona M is on the 12th of November. Pamela Kane, I think she's here, is on the 14th of November. And our lovely moderator, Katrina, is on the 17th of November. So we've got a couple of birthdays this month. I'm okay, Bella. Thank you for asking. Yeah, Amber Lee is a lot brighter than what I'm used to. I'll be honest. Usually I have a bit more of a muted, but I needed something tropical here. So we went for tropical. Okay, so the base of this, I think I'm just going to do with the terracotta, because we've got the browns, haven't we? So, oh, and your hubby's is the 15th, and Kev's is today. Happy birthday, Kev! Welcome back, Pickle. Yeah, so hi, Starbucks. So everyone that's got a birthday this month, a huge happy birthday to you. And I'll try and do that. So if you let me know your birthdays each month, I will add it to my list and I'll give a shout out at the beginning of the month for everyone. We've also got a new Sakurum's colouring book coming out next Monday. So Sakurum's Emily Jarridge, I will put the name. Hiya, honey. Her name, I'm putting it in the chat. Her name is Emily. If you go over to her Facebook page, she will have the information for you. That is her name, Sakurum's, and the artist is called Emily Jarridge. You're welcome, Pamela. And Kenneth, let me write you down. So Kenneth has got a, hi May. Kenneth is on the 7th. So huge happy birthdays to everyone for this month. I will try and remember on the actual days if I'm streaming or, you know. I did, Dash. I was just about to mention that after. So if you head on over to Emily Jarridge, Sakuums, she has a new colouring book coming out on Monday, the 5th of November. You can pre-order now the PDF, but you only get 11 images. The book will contain 20. So that will be on her Etsy store on Monday. Amberly, yours is on Sunday. So happy birthday for Sunday. I will remind me on Saturday if you're around and I will give you a shout out then. So Sunday is the 4th. Is that right? Hi, Jerry. So Amberly, I want to put everyone's birthdays that's around, you know, so I can give a little shout out to you all. So yours is the 4th. So a huge happy birthday to everyone that's coming up. And if you go on over to Etsy store of Emily Jarridge, you will get the information. She made the Sakuums book, and the second one's going to be called Natural Enchantment. So that's exciting. And also, one last thing that I want to mention before I start colouring, there's a new Facebook group for Ennis Guerrero. So if you have the Colouring Heaven special, the Halloween special, the new group is called Ennis Guerrero official colouring group, but it's without the U. So that's on Facebook. So she's got a Patreon page, and that Patreon page, if you go to the $5 tier, will also include one PDF per month. One original colouring PDF per month. Madison T's colours. Okay, I'll write that down now. Okay, so we've just got a recommendation to check out Madison T's colours. Okay, I'll go and check that out when I finish streaming, Dash. Thank you so much. Right, so they're the little things that I had to mention. So we've also got, I'm going to announce the giveaway at the end of this video, so just remind me, and I will do it on like I did last time. If you comment on this video below, I'll give you a number and I'll draw it next Tuesday the 6th. Thanks, Dash. I'll go and check her out. So Patreon people for Ennis Guerrero will get one PDF. So if you head on over to the group, you'll find out a little bit more on that. So that's the things that I just wanted to quickly mention. So we've got the Ennis Guerrero official colouring group and the Sakuums Emily Jarridge Natural Enchantment new colouring book 20 image release on the 5th of November. So she's also got her Etsy store, and her Etsy store is called Sakuums. That was a lot to remember. Also, I wanted to give a little shout out. Now, Belinda, Colour with Faithful Girl, she does, if you've got Copic, she does the most amazing Copic tutorials. Now, if you've not seen her latest, I was completely blown away. If you've not seen her latest picture that she did from Christine Karen's Fairy, go and check it out. Even if you've not got Copics, go and have a look. It's absolutely incredible. So if you're not already got, over at Belinda's channel, Belinda is called Colour with Faithful Girl 1978. Go and check it out. Honestly, it's absolutely incredible. I was blown away. So if you subscribe and ring her bell, you'll get a little notification. So I had to do that. She's honestly, that Copic one just blew me. Okay, and that's it. That is it. My mouth was like at 10 miles an hour. Okay. So I'm going to pick up bronze, PC 1028. And you know this little section here? I'm going to do that. Yeah. See, she's got a Patreon, hasn't she? But, if you go on over to her channel, you can decide whether you would like to do that or not. Thank you, May. Okay, so bronze. Using Prismacolors, we're just going to finish this up. I'm going to try and turn the lighting down a little bit so it's not really incredibly bright in your face. Okay, so I'm just going to go on the underneath of this tiki mask, and I'm going to go from a medium pressure to a light pressure and meet it in the middle. So just this is my base only. That's what I said. She was like designed to have Copics. They were made for each other. I had to just had to give her a little shout out, because every now and then if I see something, you know, I mentioned the colour alongs, and Shalene does her colouring book Nook. She does the Friday reads with all of the information on the month's colour alongs. I'm going to post the month's colour along over on Instagram after the stream. It will be, let me show you the hashtag now. Yeah, no, she's brilliant, Linda. She really is. Let me tell you the hashtag. I've got it all written down. So this month's colour along over on my Instagram is Colour and Get Cozy into Fall. And that could be any picture of your choice. You've got to hashtag it, but you must use an autumnal palette. So reds, dark greens, oranges, browns, all that autumnal feel has to be into your picture. Hi, Kenny. How are you? So you've got to put an autumnal palette, but it can be any picture of your choice. Crazy, Connie. Is that, oh my goodness. See, this is how big your country is. Yes, I'm still doing that. So also over on the channel, we're doing our Buddy Serene colour, but that's already up on my Instagram for you. So if you head on over to my Instagram tonight, I'm going to announce the 2 colour alongs. So we've got the one that we're doing in Serene all together, but I think I've already put that up on the Instagram for everyone. And that's from the 1st, so from today. And that is our Buddy Serene page, which is it's like she's like a warrior. And then we've got our cozy, Get Cozy into Fall. So we've got a couple going on. We got a couple going on. Yes, Pickle. Hi, Michelle. So yeah, we've got quite a lot going on this month. We've got to get back into the swing of things. I'm quite excited for this month. Last month was all over the place for me, but this month we're going to settle back down and get into things. Ah, brilliant. Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's so much, isn't there? So you just enjoy your hobbies. And if you can't do it in time, I'll still repost, so don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to get Burnt Ochre, which is 943. And this base here, I'm just going to finish off this little tiki mask, and then we're just going to have to finish off the last little silly bits that we've got in this page. Then we'll do our Grazia Salvo. Yeah, there's quite a lot going on this month. And if you head on over to Shalene's channel, the Colouring Book Nook, subscribe and ring the bell. On a Friday, she uploads all the information for the colouring community on which colour alongs are going on, who's doing which events, and that's for Instagram, for Facebook, and for YouTube. So don't forget, guys, if you're not subscribed to channels and you haven't got a YouTube, this is for everyone watching back as well. You've not got a YouTube, you can just check in on certain days for certain things. But if you have got a YouTube account, a Google account, you can ring bells. If you ring the bells for channels, you'll get a notification for when they upload. Yes, Faithful, you did so well. Everyone that did Inktober, well done. Shalene's channel is the Colouring Book Nook. She's here in the chat. So just click her 3 dots and go over to her channel and subscribe, because she'll give you all the information. Now I'm picking up Terracotta in PC 944. And this is just going to give it a ready tone. And then we're going to just blend in there with the bronze. And that will just give the same sort of tone as what the tiki mask is above. So yeah, there's lots to get stuck into this month. Quite a few people. If you head on over to Passionista Colorista's Instagram as well, she will tell you about all of the Instagram colouring events for the month. Back to bronze 1028 and into the middle. Yeah, there's loads going on this month, everyone. Lots and lots. So there's lots to get stuck into. Colouring wise, there are so many events and colour alongs and channels doing colour alongs that there's never a bad time. Okay, so see, that's just kind of shadowed that for us. Okay, let's grab our black. Oh, yeah, this is my channel. You just click Shalene's, click the 3 dots beside her name, and you will get her channel, and just subscribe and ring the bell. Okay, just going to grab black for the underneath, and that will just shadow underneath. The thing is with black, you only need to just press down a little amount and it just will enable a shadow. You did it, May. Yeah, because it really sort of gets the imagination going, doesn't it? Because you've got the prompt and you've got to think it all up. Hi, G-Gal. Okay, so that is just very briefly the last little bit. Now these little middle sections that we've got in the flowers, I think I'm going to use a brown and an orange. So I'm going to first put down Spanish orange 1003, and I'm going to go from the left hand corner and fade into the right. So I'm going to do that on all of these middle parts. So those of you that are colouring along with me, I wouldn't have done this on the last one. I left them entirely blank so that we could do all the finishing touches on this one, because I'm not going to leave it as a half page or bits unfinished with you. I'm going to finish it all on stream. Hiya, Karen with a C. So, hiya, Bunny. Hi, everyone that's coming on in. So we're just finishing up Gnomes, and then we're heading on over to Grazia. But we're doing all the little finishing touches in Gnomes. And as I said, I will do the giveaway at the end. I'm not doing it live. I will announce it at the end of the stream. You will have until Tuesday the 6th, I think it is, our live stream. Then I will make the draw. I will draw the winner. I will give you a number if you, underneath this video, you comment, just say yes please, or I'd like to be entered. You know, if you're entering, just make it clear that you're entering, and I will give you a number. It's international. You don't have to be in the UK. Giveaways are always international unless I state otherwise. And it's open to any subscriber. We are almost at 5K. Hey. Linda, we're going to be, I will announce it at the end of the stream, but for those, I did say it before, it is going to be the new Joanna Basford World of Flowers. Morticia, thank you for coming on over, and thank you. I'm so sorry what happened. Thank you, honey. Hi, Kai. How are you? So if you haven't already got it and it's a new release for you, then you can enter. Hi, Erica. Take care, Shalene. Okay, now I'm going back to my terracotta. So I'm going to give it a little bit more of a, we're going to go around the side here and sort of into the middle. So you want to see the difference between the orange and the terracotta colour. So it is open to everyone, guys, the giveaway. So at the end, once this has uploaded this stream and it's rendered, and you can comment underneath in the comments, not in the chat, in the comments after the stream has finished, with stating if you are entering for the giveaway. So I will remind everyone at the end of the stream. So it's open to everyone worldwide. Okay, so can you see there's like a little bit of a difference? Question: any health warnings on your pan pastels? Yes, they are. They are. The thing is, you have to be careful. I've had a few questions on this. Health warnings are on quite a lot of pastels in the product that they use in them. So not to inhale the dust, and don't let your pets near the dust, because the dust can be harmful to health. There's a warning on all pastels, to be honest. The dust is no good for you. So I wouldn't say, you know, if you've got a lot of dust there, go on outside or something and just dust it all off. There's health warnings on pan pastels. Thank you so much, Jude. We're just giving a bit of a tropical page here, I think. We just wanted, it's like someone's put me in a holiday magazine here. You know those holiday brochures that you get? Okay, so we're just putting the terracotta over that Spanish orange. And it just gives a difference. Go around the edging and it just will make it pop out a little bit more. And then we've got the little tiny stones in between, and then I think I'll do the little bits in between as, I think I'll do it as water. So okay. All right, May, go and enjoy your dinner, don't rush. So hold on, everyone. We're trying to get the lighting correct for you. Yeah, just don't go throw them around. Don't go throwing your pan pastels around and creating a load of dust, and you should be fine. But yeah, there's health warnings on a lot of products. Your pencils may have it as well. And years ago, in paints and stuff, they used to have lead. And so there was a lot of health warnings on lead, and they're not allowed to sell them anymore. So they've changed all the products up. And, you know, things like that. There's lots and lots. Which one? Here. They're all coloured. Can you see? Kenny, it might be the light. I've coloured them all in. I've just got this little bit here is some stones. So we're going to do the stones in a minute. We've got stones here, here, and here, and then we've got some bits in between. But they're all the colours. This bit, yeah, they're stones. So if I bring you a bit closer, oh, can you see? They're like little stones. So I'm going to do those. I'm not saving it. I could. I could save it, but no, I'm not going to. We could leave them. Okay. So I'm just grabbing some greys for that and brown. Okay, so underneath those, you might have to go on a bit of a ride a minute, guys. Yeah, they're little stones, Kenny. No, don't apologise. You're my eyes. Everyone here are my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to bring you down. There we go. Bring you down. I'm bringing you down. Okay, so we've got little stones in between. They're tiny little things. So I'm thinking along the lines of a French grey. So the French grey is a grey tone, but it's got a slight brown to it, the French greys. They're not quite like the cool greys. Cool greys are more of a, got a more of a blue undertone. See the difference? They've got more of a brown undertone, the warm greys, and the cool greys are more of a blue. Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, exactly, Jude. I mean, some of these colouring things, if you read the health warnings, you'd never use any of this. Yeah, Rebecca. I know, just makes me want to go there. Okay, so I'm going to get the 70% French grey, and these tiny little stones in between, I'm just going to shade from the one side to the middle, and I'm going to have the end in little browns. I'm going to put a little bit of brown in there. So I'm just getting the French grey into there. And as I said, French grey's got like a tiny bit of a browny tone to it as well. They're a different grey altogether. than cool greys. Cool greys are very cool, and they're very they've got a very blue feeling to it. So we've got some more over here. We're just doing these tiny. We've got this little one to do as the other side as well, which we'll do as more of a red middle. So I'm kind of just keeping it a bit more uniformed. So I think on that side I did like a, well, Kenneth, I'd say warm. What would everyone else say? Yeah, don't lick your brushes. That's true. That's what made all the Vincent van Gogh go crazy. I'm pretty sure that would have been it. So this side I'm going to uniform it so we got it identical. Okay, so this part I'm going to just get a little bit of a brown in there. So I'm going to go for the burnt ochre just on the opposite side of that warm grey. So you only need to do it to one side, the side that you've left with the white space. And it's a nice combination. The warm grey and the burnt ochre go really nice together. So we're just doing a little bit in there. Okay. So then we've got some spaces. I don't know if you can really see, but we've got these little spaces in between. I'm thinking to do them as vegetation. I was originally going to do them as the sea. He ate chrome yellow paint. I'm sure that's why he went mad. Okay, so I'm going to get a green pencil. So I'm thinking along the lines of doing a vegetation. So like olive green. So in these tiny little areas, just in between, I'm just going to fill those little bits in because we're going to do it more junglish rather than, we're not going to do it as a sea. So I've got the olive green, which is 911. And I'm just going to fill all these little gaps in that we've got with green, because we've got a lot of sea and the bottom is more sort of towards the side of green. So I'm going to go for the green. So just in between, you don't have to worry about shading too much. There are only tiny little areas. Just pop on that olive green in those sections. It's a slightly different green to what we've been using. There's a leaf in between here, so we can put it in that towards the top. And we've got a little bit at the bottom here. And again, down here too. So it kind of just fills that whole area. That's okay. You take care. Thank you for coming on over. Tiny little details on this section. So this one here, on the opposite side, I grabbed the Scarlet Lake that we put into our yellow flower. So we're going to do it slightly red. And then I also grabbed our dark, I think it's dark brown, yeah. And I popped that on the opposite side. So that should be mirroring the opposite. They should be exactly the same. So you can also grab, to make it stand out. Hi, Di. That's okay. Thank you for coming. Okay, so no, I'm not going to do that. Terracotta, we put that into the leaves, didn't we? So we went down the middle of the leaves and put a little bit in there. So I'm going to do that just into these little tiny flowers. I'm just going to go down the middle of these little flowers on that line. So I'm just going on the line that they've given us already. So nothing else. I'm just going slightly to the side of it and putting it on the lines that we got on these tiny little leaves. So on every single one of these miniature leaves, they are so small, we're going to just put some terracotta. And we did that into our big leaves here. So kind of just following that pattern, slightly to the side so that you can see it. And just follow that remaining pattern. And I think that's pretty much, you know, that we need to do on that part. Ah, thanks, Michelle. Ah, congratulations, Erica, and long may it continue and keep growing. Okay, so if I zoom on out, you can see now the bottom is all filled in. Now, finishing touches can be a Posca, and if we need to reapply any lines. So I'm going to get my Posca. You need a white Posca. You can do any one of the, either the 1M. Hi, Mike. That's okay. Oh, that's what it's there for. That's what it's there for. So I'm glad that you've got it. Okay. So Erica, are you a new channel? Because I can give you a quick little mention now. So Erica Marie Clench, Colouring Corner. You've got a new channel. So everyone can go check you out. Okay, so we've got that. And I'm going to get a black, you can do any black fine liner. I sometimes use my Copic, or I can use the Pilot. I use the Pilot. They're inky ones. They've got like a little tiny indicator of when your ink's running out, and then your Posca. Okay. So with my white Posca, I'm just going to add some small details in. So on his eye, we just give him just a couple of little tiny bits that we can sort of highlight. Then I don't need any highlights down here. But around the balls, I've already done it, but I'll just show you. You can go just sort of reapply the lines. Now you've got netting, so try to avoid the netting. So go round the balls to make them sort of stand out. Can you see? And then the water, we need to give it a good shake now. Hi, Suzanne. How are you doing? Okay. So 1 second, this might shake for a second because I'm just moving the lead so I don't knock it. There we go. So that needs to just stop shaking now. Okay. So with a white Posca, just give it a good old shake. Make sure you shook it up pretty good. Now, I don't like to do a ton of it, but I just do a little bit onto our lines. You see, it just gives a little bit of a shine. I don't like to do too much, and the reason I don't like to do too much is sometimes it can overwhelm the page. So I just do a little bit. I'm just going to judge it by eye at the moment, so there's no real patterns. So I'm just going to go by eye and how I'm liking it. So sometimes if you put too much, it can overwhelm it. It's going to lose that kind of feel. So I'm going to sort of put a little shine. That's the thing. I've done it before. I've put all of the lines in white and I did not like it. And I ended up having to reapply lines, and it just drove me mad. This is the 0.7, this one, 0.7. So just be mindful of putting your arm back in it. So I'm just going to put some in. So don't want to get rid of all of my black. And then you can fade it out by going very thin. And then I'm just putting a little few. I'll give a couple here. I'm just adding a few. Oh, quite a few people are picking that one, Bunny. Okay, so with regards to the flowers, I don't think we need to do much. It's just little finishing touches to our water, really. So I'm just going to put some here. And then if you want to, sometimes this is just a little tip. So if you get another light blue, when they're dry, if you want to go in very lightly with a blue pencil, blue Prisma, you pick up any light blue. This is the light cerulean blue. You can do them in blue. Let me just show you, because I can always reapply white. You can do them in blue so that it matches, you'll see, and will take out some of that. But it's totally up to you. That's another way. See, I quite like the white in it. but you can do both. So it's just a little, just giving you an example. It's just some people like to take it out and just do it true to the colour of what you've got going on. I like to keep a little bit of white in there. So round her, I'm going to say it's a female because she's got some flowers. Around the tiki mask, you go round the nose slightly, and I've done a tiny little bit on the eyes. And on the tongue, I have just done 2 lines either way. So you've got a little bit of a highlight. And that is honestly, that is it for this one. I don't feel it needs a lot more. It's quite bright. It's quite in your face. And that is more or less how we're going to finish up, because we did it on the last one where we did the flowers, the colour of flowers and the colour of the leaves. So I caught up. But with the rest of it, honestly, I don't think it needs a huge amount. It is very bright. It's not my usual. So it is very bright. And I'm going to say that she is finished. So we're going to head on over to our Grazia. So we've finished up those little finishing touches of in between. So then we started the Grazia. And as I said, you can kind of see at an angle these skull colours. And I did upload on the thumbnail the colours from the last stream of what we used. So I think we're going to head down to, we might do one of the flowers. What do you think? Thank you. So I'm going to now put some prisms away. So just bear with me. Leave that to the side slightly. So remember we started this and we did the skull. We were using luminance. So I'm just going to put these prisms away. Ah, thanks, Di. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Lou. Pickle, Rebecca, everyone. Bless you. Okay, so it's just about having fun. You know, I get quite a lot of questions about things, and I always say, if you're having fun, you're winning, because that is what the hobby's about. Hi, Tammy. Good morning. Well, it's afternoon here, but good morning. Hope everyone that is joining is doing really well. If you just bear with me, everyone, I'm just putting away some prismas, and then we can head on over to our luminance, because we're going to do some on our Grazia page. Hi, Dar. Ah, well, I hope it goes well with the doctor. Is it one of those really quiet waiting rooms that you're in? You know, you're sitting in anyone like that, like everyone's sitting looking at each other from across the room, but you daren't say anything. Like you won't say a word. Yeah, wing it till you win, and that's it. I mean, let's face it, we all sort of do that with quite a few pictures. As long as you enjoy it, I always say that. It's about the process of having fun. All right, so we've got our Lumi. Now, I love the Luminance. They're a brilliant pencil. They're by Caran d'Ache for those of you that haven't got them or are not aware of them. And we are on our Grazia page. So I'm going to do some roses first. Now, I want it quite a dark page. I'm going to have a bit of paper here. Yeah, it is, isn't it? I love it as well. I love it. Okay, so I think I'm going to go for some reds. So that will be my darkest one. This is Crimson Aubergine in 590. A light-ish pink base, or a light colour of some sort as our base. So that one is Burnt Sienna 10%, 862. I'm just grabbing some pencils, guys. Okay, and this one is Crimson Alizarin Hue 589. So we're doing our luminance here. And then if I need another red, then we can always get a lighter one. So I just sort of plan out at the side what we're going to be using. So if we needed a bright red, that's quite a blood red, isn't it? So for the moment, I have grabbed Burnt Sienna 10%, 862. This is Caran d'Ache Luminance. Crimson Alizarin Hue, or Alizarin Hue 589. Crimson Aubergine in 590. And Permanent Red in 061. So they're the colours that I've pulled for now. So we're going to go for this up here, this one here. So I would say just grab a bit of scrap paper beside you and then have a little go of what colours you would like to pick out to start with. Now, base-wise, I'm going to go for the burnt sienna 10%, which is 862. And you have to apply a good amount of pressure. And I'm fading out to the end. So it's just to start it off. So toned tan, this is on Strathmore toned tan paper. Your base would be exactly that. It will be your base. It will be your starting point, which makes your petals stand out. So I'm just going to head on in there to start with this colour and fade out to the ends. So it's just a base. So we're starting here. So has anyone got anything that they're working on at the moment? Any projects? Those of you that had Inktober, congratulations for completing it. I mean, that is a heck of a ride. 31 days and you've got to think up something original daily. So a huge, huge, huge clap on the back for you for congratulations for doing it. It's a task, but it's a good one. It's a creative outlet. So we're just starting out this colour. I'm just going to move my lamp over towards you. And I'm just going to start these off. Now, with the little ones in between, I'm just going to very lightly put over the entire thing. And then we'll start building our colours up. So I want them to be a darker red, but we start off with a light base. So I'm going to grab also my M&R sharpener. You're colouring in the Zendulus Nova. Ah, you got a day off. Nice. Oh, which was her new one? Because I haven't bought a Millie Marotta in a long time. What is her new one? Tammy, this one is from Etsy and Grazia Salvo. Grazia Salvo's Etsy. Take care, Linda. Sleep well. You're just in Sugar Skull. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so I think I'm just going to put a light base coat down on the permanent red in 061. This will just start it all off. Now, reds are a little bit harder to work with, I think, in general for me. But I do like red flowers. I love red roses. So we're going to start this off. So as you can see, I'm going to try and keep my hand out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So if I show you how I want my petal to look eventually, we can always add a touch of another colour on the outer part of the petal. So we're going to go through this rose with the permanent red. It gives it a good sort of starting point. And I absolutely love the luminance. I love their lay down. And I must say, I love luminance more on this paper than any other pencil because this has got more of a tooth. And I find that luminance in like, sorry guys, hold on. Andrew, thanks. Sorry everyone. Chip. Just bear with me. I'm just going to continue for a minute. Yeah, mum's pencil case. Okay. So crimson, before I do any more, I'll just show you crimson alizarin hue 589. I'm just going to apply that very lightly and build it up. Sorry about chip sparking. Reds are hard. I need to turn your brightness up so you can see. Yeah, just pop it on there.
More crap.
Nice mums. That's not mine. Okay, so I'm just building up this first one. I'm going to leave the tops for now. and you'll see why, because I'll add another little bit of a colour in there, like an injection of colour in a minute. Okay, so we're just going over that permanent red. It just brightens it up a bit. But we'll use the tops with the lightest colour. So I'm just applying. I'm not in chat for a moment. And I will just focus for a second, because this is the kind of colour that takes a little bit of work. Yeah, Mum, it's yours. And then very, very, very lightly at the bottom, I'm going to bring in 590. And this will have to take some pressure, because you'll see the difference. So this part, you'll see a deepening, and then we will join it all together in a minute. So it's just building up the process and building up the layers. So you don't need a huge amount of this. This will shadow onto that petal. Oh, Connie. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Connie. That, bless your heart. Thank you. Oh, very much appreciated, Connie. Thank you very, very, very much. That's incredibly kind of you. Yeah, thank you, Connie. Bless you. That fruit, that your generosity, honestly, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so we're just getting that last darker color, but not over the entire thing. So you can start to see a build up now. It's kind of getting in there with the darker colors. And then when I've head on back to my first base color, which is 862, you can kind of put on the tops, and then we will piece it all together. So I'm just going to put a little bit in, and then we can put the red in, because the red will be our lightest color, the permanent red. So it takes some layers on this paper because it is toothy, but that's okay. The toothiness is what we want. Oh, thank you, Susan. The toothiness is what we want. So when you put that first base down and then you go in a little bit with your permanent red, it will brighten the edges up, but your darkest parts will be at the bottom of the petal. So if we build it up, it will all start to come together. It just takes a bit of work and a bit of time. And as I said, on toned tan, any toned paper where you grab, again, I'm grabbing my 590, it just needs a build up, and that's all it is. And you can always come in with a dark like black or purple, and that can even deepen it further. But it just takes a little bit more work, and that little bit more work will be a payoff. So it starts to build it up. So we're just going to continue. So I'm going to put my permanent red down, and I'll build it up, and you'll see it all come together at the end. So I'm just going to build this first, permanent red, and it will all piece. So bring the petal out. And the thing is, when the ends, I've also put gamboge. Now, gamboge in the erogatins is a brilliant colour to add. So we can always add those as well. So you can just kind of get this all started. Light layers built up. It will build up in time. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. No, Lou. Posca leakage. Oh, what colour? Okay, so I'm just building up permanent red. Permanent red is 061. It's your first lay down. And we'll build on these as we go along. So I'm just building up. See, with these ones in the middle, this will be your dark area. So I'm going to leave that as pretty much, you know, lightly done, so that we can just go on in there with the dark. So we just bring that. If you just bring in those colours, we'll build it all up. Oh, no. Can you do it with paint? Can you? Hi, Sophie. Thank you. Oh, no. That's always gutting, isn't it? Okay, now I'm going to pick up my 589. And I'm just going to do a medium pressure heading on up. And as I said, this takes a little bit more work and a little bit more of a lay down than it does on normal paper. So you can do this on how, you can change the colours up if you want to. You don't have to stick to these colours. You might not like these colours, and that's fine. It's experimenting and seeing what we can do and knowing the pressures of pencils and knowing what goes together. And, we learn this all out on our journey together. So I'm just building on that a little bit. Oh, no, it's not going to beat you. No, it won't. That is the thing. Okay, let's talk about what is your biggest colouring disaster. This would be a good one. Like, what has you, because I don't like to say there's no wrongs. There's no wrong. But what has been your biggest colouring disaster where you just felt like, oh my God, why? Okay, so I'm just building on this to start with. Grab a bottle of brandy. We can just grab a bottle of brandy. Faithful, that just made me laugh. I'm so sorry, I don't understand French. I can understand that crayon decolor is colouring pencil. Susan, honestly, many things. I also love to watch other people and I grab inspiration from other colourists, from just watching channels and just colours and pictures give me a lot of inspiration, like looking at this picture. Your first skin tone. Coffee over Mythomorphia. Yes, Mum, we know. Okay, first fur colouring. Bella, I'm with you all the way. Loretta, one of your first pages out of a Jasmine book, you did her skin out to put stickers for band-aids. Oh my goodness, I love that one. Oh gosh, I'm gonna try that one, a band-aid over the cheeks. Oh, that's giving me a good giggle. Thanks for that, Loretta. I love that. Pickle, no, your colouring is fine. Using hard pressure with my crayon, can't fix it too. Oh no. I like many, Susan. I list them in a moment. There is enough time or space. No. Connie, luminance Carandash. Yeah, thank you. That's funny. I need to try that one. Okay. So channels. There's loads of people. So you've got the ones that we know. Chris Cheng is a genius with a Prismacolor. Let's just say that. Okay, so I'm still, before I babble on, 589, and I'm just going in first before we start layering up. Okay, Chris Cheng, I'd say, is an absolute genius. Although I have not watched any of her videos for a long time, her pictures just to look at is enough to go by for me. Then I like the likes of Dee Dee. She is just amazing. I love different people for many reasons. Belinda over at Colouring with Faithful Gal 1978 is a wizard with a Copic. We've got Jen reading with Pugs. I just love how enthusiastic she gets over her books. We've just got so many it's hard. Shine Bright Design. Oh gosh, there's loads. Cindy Kink with pastels and watercolors. Oh, just there's loads. There's so many channels, and then any channel that you go on, you will get something. Every channel has a purpose. I truly believe that. Some channels you go over for the listening to the chat, like KP, and Frances are amazing colorists and they do colour and chat. So I love to listen to their stories. There's so many. There's so many. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's just so many. Hi, Susie. How are you? Oh, God, there's loads. V, of course. My art. If you've not gone over to V's and sees what she does with her fantasy pictures and her ink tents, you need to go on over there. So that's colouring with V or colouring at V's. So she is amazing with Create Space books and making them work. May does stuff. Oh, there's so many. You'll be here forever. But you draw inspiration from everyone that you go around and watch. There is something for everyone in the channels. And I truly believe that if you watch a colouring channel, not everyone's going to be for you, and that is fine. I might not be, you know, I've said this so many times. Not everyone is everyone's cup of tea, and that is fine. But there is a purpose for every channel to me. So I'm just building on that, as you can see, before we start heading in with our colours. Yeah, okay. Hey, Bunny, you do colour and chat. Well, there's so many. There's so many. Okay, I'm picking up my Crimson Aubergine 590. Oh, God, there's so many people, guys. Honestly, I'll be here forever. But as I said, you know, every channel that uploads has a purpose. They really do. And that purpose might be that you have gained friends, you've gained knowledge, you've just gained enjoyment, you know. So I truly believe that. Okay, so I have to go in a little bit heavier with this pressure because this is my darkest colour. And I'm just going to build on it. Peter Hewitt, of course. Of course. I mean, she does great stuff. Colouring with Alina. Is that her name? Alina? She's another one. Her stuff is just amazing. You know, so if you head on over and you type in adult colouring, you're going to find a whole catalogue of people. And if you look in your recommendations as well, guys, if you're not aware of some of them, you just like even Shalene colouring, you know, Colouring Book Nook, she's great and she does colour and chat, she does events, she updates us all with our memories on what's going on each time. And there's just so many channels. You'll be here a long time. So if you've got any recommendations, just fire away. Fire away and let people know. You will have helped someone today with a new channel that they may not have known. Okay, so I'm just starting to build up, and you'll see in a minute when we start to layer in. I'm not sure on the hair yet. We'll see. But it's got a pot. I want it quite dark. Andrew, mind a minute. Julie's passion for colouring. Yeah, there's loads. Just recommend away. So I'm going to grab back on my burnt sienna 10% on 862. And I'm just going to go around the edge of the petals on the outside. Yeah, share away channels that you like, or you've seen recently, or you've just recently discovered. Share them away in the comments or in chat for those in chat. And someone out there may not have known about that person and they can go and subscribe. Okay, so I'll need to get a dark one on in the middle there. So this would be the colour. Ah, thank you. Yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a few out there. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's good to share. Okay, so I'm just putting on that burnt sienna 10% just onto the edges. So now I need to get like a black. So I'm just going to grab the Prismacolor black. Hi, Louise. Ah, thank you. Yeah, there's so much. Exactly, Susie. That's right. Okay, so I'm just grabbing a black a minute. So I'm just going to reapply some lines. And you see in this middle part, I mean the lightest pressure here. I'm just going to put in a little bit. And that just reapplies some of the black line art that may have gone. Can you see it just kind of reapplies it? So on the edge here, you can grab your permanent red as well. And I'm very lightly applying that. It just is a build up. So tone tan is great to work on. It's just a lot more work. And it does take a lot more layering up than your usual paper. But that's okay, because we'll only do one of these roses. And then we'll see what we can do. We'll do the leaf. The thing is, if you do the same thing over and over, you'll end up getting bored because you'll be watching the same thing. So kind of just building on that. So we've done, if I tilt it, you can see more. We're going to stick with the rose, roses being red, and we're going to stick with that skull being those different like browns. As I said, it doesn't show up as much on camera, but that's okay. So we're going to grab the greens that we need for those leaves. Hi, anyone that's coming in. A huge hello to you. Thank you for coming on over, and happy Thursday. I'm getting mixed up what days it is. Okay, so in the luminance, we've got moss green 225. And to start with, I'm just going to go lightly. So I'm going from the top of the leaf downwards, just lightly to start with. I'm not applying any pressure at the moment. So just to start, I'm going to apply this very light to get a coverage on that leaf, and then we can work from there. Oh, so we've just got a light coverage. Another one, pencil stash Rachel is great for beginners. Okay, that's another one that's new to me. Thanks, Di. I will have to go and have a look. So any recommendations, as I said, put them in the chat, put them in the comments for those of you watching back, and we will go and check them out for those of us that didn't know about some of them. So thank you. Thank you, Dash. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. So I might want to have to darken up, you know, in between here with a little bit of black, actually. So the black is just the part that you can lay down, and then if you went over that black with your darkest red again, it would just deepen that up for us. So the inner part will be the dark, you know, into the middle. Yeah, Carla Magana, she's great. Susan, there's so much I think it's reference, colour combination, Facebook. So yeah, that's it. There's so much out there, you know, so much. Okay, now I've got dark sap green in 739 before I go back onto the green that I was just using. And this will be going into the tops of the leaf, and we'll bring back in the other green. So we'll go here first. We should encourage Susie to have a channel. Susie does her own art as well. She's brilliant. So anyone that wants to hound Susie for a channel, feel free. Susie, sorry, not sorry. Okay, so I'm just putting in the, see, just starting to build up a little bit there. This is not my image, this is just colouring. Okay, then I'm going to grab back my moss green 225, and over that sap, we're going to now start to work in a deeper colour. And I'm just going over all of those three there. So we're going to kind of follow that through. I would, Susie. I would understand you. You just have to slow it down. Yeah, but ask Susie in chat. She is an artist, does her own portraits and stuff as well, even though she won't ever say she's good because you have to tell her she's good. And sorry about my arm for a minute. And she also does colouring pages, but her portraits are amazing. She's shown me one that she's done, and she's also shown me a Moana one that she's done. And she did that portrait, you know, by hand, all on her own. So I would like to see how that's done. That's the thing, none of us like taking our, you know, compliments or any of that. Okay, now I'm just getting my black, and that line in the middle, I'm just gonna put the lines in, and ever so slightly I'm just gonna put a bit of a shadow from the top of the rose. So this just sort of makes it stand out a little bit more, so you can kind of just reapply any jagged line. So it's all about the details as well with these, and that's just going to kind of be, I don't know if it can pick up, but you can kind of see how it will sort of turn out. So this is just back to my moss green a minute, and it's a layering process, guys. It really is. With toned tan or any toothy paper, you're going to have to just get used to the process of layering, because it can be, you know, like if you have a toothy paper, you'll see the lines, you'll see all the little bits in there. So you want to be able to see the texture to a certain point, but then you don't want it too textured, otherwise, you know, your colours are going to kind of get lost in that. So I just go over the layers and just apply those in. So if I turn that paper, we've got the red rose and we've got the greens, but the thing is it won't completely show up because of the, you know, vibrancy of this against it. So it's there. We've got it. So I'm just going to put a little bit more of that darker color, which is the Crimson Aubergine 590. I'm just going to deepen that a little bit at the side. Just reapply a little bit more of a darker red there. Okay, I'm pretty happy with how that red come out. So if I just, bear with me, everyone, bear with me, and to make sure this is okay. Okay, Dash, I'll have a look above. After the live stream's finished, I'll go back on the chat and have a look at the channel suggestions as well. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to, there we go. I kind of got it there now. So we've got the first colour down on the skull, and we've got the red and the, can you see? Okay, the red and the greens as well. So you can start to see that it does become quite vibrant against the toned, and that's the difference. When this is all put together, you will start to see it a little bit more bright and a little bit more vibrant to what this is when you see it. Don't forget, we've got a lot of lights going on. I've got two huge lights over me at the moment. I've got a big studio light and another daylight lamp, so it will dull it down a little bit, but it's still the same process. So when you're doing this, it will come out the same. So this horn, I want that to be like a cream colour, but with a little bit of a different colour in there. Okay, so I think with the horn, they're like ram horns, kind of. I'm going to see. Quite like this colour to go there, so I might start with that. That is raw umber 50% 846. Then we might have a little bit of a yellow colour, but it's more brown ochre 50% 836. Then we will get, we need a little bit more. I'm trying to pick out some colours by looking at them. If I want any grey tones, we'll go for French grey 30% 803. And then we can always use a buff titanium rather than a white blend. And if we need to add in any shadows, we will. So we'll try that. We'll try one of these horns. All right. Okay. Okay, so first of all, on these like shadowed areas, I think we might need a bit of a brown as our dark color. Yeah, I think we'll go for that. Okay, so we need to see sepia, which is I think 407 or 401. It's all luminance at the moment, so we're going to keep this as our shadowed section. So I'm going to go from dark to light on this one. So I'm going to first of all just go with what is pre-shaded already on the image. And that's the good thing with this. There is a little bit of pre-shading on some areas. So you can kind of roll with that. And that's the thing with Grayscale. You're rolling with what they've already provided for you. So on the underneath as well, just get that section started. I'll zoom you on in. Okay, so can you see where we're just starting this off? Now, don't forget, you can kind of plan out first. It's not going to be how it looks at the end. So what did you all do for Halloween? Happy belated Halloween by a day, guys. What did you all do? We had a horror binge. I haven't really coloured in my free time at all because my pain's not been great. But as I say, I don't make an issue out of it. It just is what it is. I live with it and that's that. But I had a horror binge. I watched loads of horror films. Did anyone go out? Did anyone dress up? Did anyone have a horror binge or watch anything? I've nearly finished the Netflix series House on the Haunted Hill. I think is it Haunting on House Hill, whatever one that is. Hi, Shara. So we're just getting this sort of started. Did any of your kids go trick-or-treating? I'd love to see or hear if you've, got costumes over on the Facebook page. I love things like that. I love Halloween. I'm so gutted it's over. I've got to take my decorations down tomorrow. And then all the Christmas starts. Hey, Susie, welcome back. Okay, so I'm just starting this all off. This is just the shading starting off. Then I'm going to grab onto my raw umber 50% 846. Now I can start to put down where I want this kind of grey. It's got a grey green tone to it. So I'm going to start that off as well. Ah, Suzanne. Oh no, really? Does anyone else get that fear then when you've got a book that you really love but you're scared to try it out? Because I always say just dive on in there. But I can understand, like, if it's something like Serene and it's an expensive book and you haven't got the confidence. But confidence, it comes over time. But as long as you're having fun is the main thing. Just remember, the hobby is having fun. And, I hope that you enjoy every moment of it. We've all got those times that we have a picture that we fluff up and we think, oh, so I said, I've had a one or two or five. I have had a good view, but it happens. Okay, so I'm just still putting that down. So can you start to see that we've got a little bit more shading going on? Okay, Dash, I'll have a look. Okay, then I'm going to pick up my brown ochre 50% 836. I'm going to put a bit of yellowing into this now. So I'm going to press down a little bit firmer. So just a tad firmer. And that gives, can you start to see that? It gives it start to be a little bit more yellowing. Then grab your buff titanium as well, because we can start to put a little bit of that in there. We will tidy this up in a moment. We're just putting our colours in before we start blending. It's about putting down, planning out, and then going from there. So you start to see that really brings out the buff titanium against the toned tan is amazing. So we'll start to sort of blend in as we go along. So you get started on it and get the ball rolling, and then we'll start to layer up. So we know where we want our colours at least. So it starts to make a difference. Okay, and then I'm going to bring back my French grey 30% 803. Now I can start to blend it into the buff titanium. The buff titanium is going to act as more of a shine. And then that can be like the lightest side of the horn. And then the rest of it, we can start to layering what we want. So just putting in there what we're doing. And sort of blending that in. I'm going to just turn you slightly. And then, as I said, I'm just going to go between these three colours. This is our brown ochre 50% 836. And then we're going to bring our sepia back in and sort of shadow up a bit more. So I'm going to bring that up here as well into that sepia, and we'll start to put that in there as well. So I'm going along a line. Can you see that? It's starting to sort of build it all together. Susan, it's a confidence thing. I think once you build that up, if you've got the supplies, take the time to sort of learn them and use them and enjoy them. You know, it's not, I always say this, it's not competition as well. You know, there's no right and wrong. There's no one miles above anyone else. There's no feeling of that. Just as long as you're starting to have fun with your hobby is all that you need to do. Okay, I'm going to grab my sepia now. And now I'm going to start to darken up a little bit more. And sort of bring in the shading. And then I'm just kind of going with that same pattern. And the horns and everything will be the same. So we just got to kind of go with the same flow that we've had going. This is just how I'm doing my picture. You can change things. You can add things. You can take away things. You can substitute things. You know, go with your tastes and your colours. If there's other colours. We've got storm here. I'm just listening. We've got some more little bit of rumble in the sky there. Okay, so we're just picking out, not picking on. And then very lightly bring in our buff titanium, and then I will show you from an angle without the lighting being so blasting down on it what it will look like. And then you can bring in a bit of black, and the black will just be the final colour. The black will just be to shadow ever so slightly the last of it. Okay, so if I sort of, you can see it's going to kind of blend in a little bit with the horn and the skull. They're like horns. So this is 836 again. I'm just going to reintroduce a little bit of it. So if you want to add a little bit more of another brown in, one of my suggestions would be 069, which is the burnt sienna. And that will just be a little bit in there. It's just a matter of mixing the colours up and seeing what you like to do with it. Kind of like that. You can see it's going to blend in. Oh. So it starts to blend in with the skull. Keep with that kind of pattern of it. So I'm just putting the lines in. and it kind of sticks with that. And then if you get your black, you can always darken and deepen a little bit of a shadow there. So you can be generous with your colour. You need to build it up. That's the only thing with these papers. They take a lot of work and a lot of layers. A lot of layers. And then I'll look at the chat because I've been abandoning it. So just reintroduces a little bit. So it'll keep in with that. So yeah, you kind of just stick and you see the colours, they start to sort of merge together. And then if you really wanted to, you know, as I always seem to do, just add, you can add a few little cracks in if you want to, which I generally sort of add in just a little bit extra. So it adds in with your cracks that you got going on the skull as well. So, you know, once those all come together and we've done all the flowers will all be the same. So, you know, with the bud, just a little, we've got the bud here, yeah? So I'm going to zoom out a minute so you can see. So with the bud, if we go with our lightest colour that we did on the roses, which is the burnt sienna 10% 862. So don't forget, when you put your lightest shade down, it's just to take out any space that you might have. And then I'm going to skip the permanent red. We don't need that. So I'm going to go straight on into 589. This is the luminance. I'm not doing prismas at the moment. We might introduce a couple of prismas in, but that will be after, and that'll probably be on the skin. And then our darkest colour, which is the 590. So again, it's the same colours of what we've been using, just at the bottom of that. Then bring back your first base colour of 862. And that will just make, that's like your bud. So your bud will echo the colours you've got going on there. So you've still, but you don't need to go to town with it because it's just a tiny little bud. So with the other flowers, I'm going to stick to the same colours. There's no point kind of going around, you know, and mixing too many in there because we're going to keep this quite minimal. And then we've got some other ones, but we'll do that in the next part. So if we catch up in our free time with the roses and do exactly the same on the horn, we'll have that matching. So with the skin, now skin is a lot harder. Now I find skin on Tone Tan a little bit harder to do, so they take a lot more layers for me personally. So I'm going to just look at the chat a moment. Hi Charlotte K, sorry I didn't see you come in, sweets. Anyone that's come in and I've not said hello, thank you for coming on over. Yeah, exactly. Jodie just dives on in there. She's like, yeah, coffee, let's put it on the page. Lots of just stickles and glitter, let's just put it on there. Jodie's got no fear. Well, none that I've seen. Even if you have fear, you hide it well. You're hiding it, girl. Girl. Right, I need to grab some colours. Hold on. Let's pick out. Connie, no, this is just on the Etsy store, this one. It's just from the Etsy store. Oh. Yeah, that's it. Ah, Susan, you got your first leg yesterday. Well done and congratulations on your new leg. And I wish you the absolute best on your road. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy for you. Oh. Susan, you'll get there. We all have faith. Yeah, it's a PDF, Connie. If you go over to her Etsy store, you shall find it. Now, I'm just going to grab. I might be adding in some prismas at this stage. Okay, so I'm just trying to pick out some colours, guys. So if you bear with me, this is the planning bit that I always try to get going. Okay, so we might get some mixed prismas and some, yeah. So I'm going to mix prismas and luminance, and they work so well together. Okay, so we need a henna as well. Yeah. All right. So I think I'm going to start with some shadows first. Well, you're getting so many in the absolute bucket loads from all of us, Susan. I wish you so well. Yeah, exactly. We're going to cheer you on. Okay, so I'm going to grab henna, and this is a Prismacolor. And just to start with, very lightly, before I put any base down, I'm just going to put in the shadows that we've got at the moment. So on the actual, because otherwise we'll lose it on the tone tan. So we've got some shadows already planted on the picture, on the PDF from Grazia. She's already pre-planned some of this shadow for us. So very lightly, I'm just seeing where we've got this shading. Otherwise, I'm going to lose it when I put pencil down on here. So I'm literally just picking out where it is. So you can do this as well. If you're doing it on tone tan, you'll see what I mean. If you went in there with a base coat, you would lose all of this shadow. You would lose it. It would go. So with the henna, I'm just very lightly, you see how light? I'm very lightly applying the one that Grazia has put for us, just so that we've got something to go off of. Otherwise, I'm going to lose it. So very, very, it is, I'll show you how light. So, you know, this is how light I'm going. Very, very lightly. That's amazing news, Susan. That's cheered me. Well, not that I'm not sad, but it's cheered me up even more. Cheered me up even more. I love to hear of like success for people, and that is incredible. To get a new leg is amazing. Okay, so I'm just going in underneath all of this shading that's already there for us. I'm kind of just planting it in with my henna. So this won't be your final colour. You'll see what I mean. This is just picking it out. We're picking out what's there. Yeah. Am I at an angle? You're all right, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, so hold on, everyone. I'm just going to make sure that this is okay for you all. Yeah, you got a whole team of friends here cheering you on, Susan. Everyone here. Okay, so I hope it's showing up. Is it showing up on your screens? Let me know, because then if you in chat, you know, let me know of anything that's not showing up. If you're lighting, it helps with the people that watch this on the uploads too. So flag it up to me if not. Okay, so this is all I'm doing. This is not our skin color. This is just applying in. So just putting that. We're not going to do the neck yet. We'll do the face. Okie dokie. I think we'll probably go for something usual for now, because I don't think I'm going to go for anything unusual at the moment. I will, however, want to do a green or a blue face soon, which you think, mermaid. Yeah, I need to do vampire skin with you. I need to write that down. Vampire skin. We'll do that on a separate one. All right. Thanks for reminding me. Thanks for reminding me. This is why I have to write things down. Okay, so just to dull that down, I know mine's tiny. This is burnt ochre 10%. And this will keep the shadows that we've got, and it will pink it down. But you'll see the difference in why I just did the henna. So I'm going to sort of, this will lose so much if you've got to approach this very slowly. So I'm going to do this slowly. So if I come on in there first, you see how pinky it goes? So this is what I mean. I had to put that down, otherwise I would have lost all of my shading. So very lightly, we're going to go in there first. We're going to do her a little bit more brown, but we'll do that as we go along. That was just to plant in the initial round. So I'm just going to take my time here. And just very slowly, in circular motions, start to apply. I'm going to do half the face and go to the other half. So this is just to get us started. This is not her colour. Remember, we work in layers and build on layers. So I'm just doing half the face to start with. And then I'm going to get what colour is this one? Okay. Then I'm going to grab my burnt sienna 50% and very lightly start to layer up on her. So the thing is, it does take some layers and it does take highlights, and we've got to add those after. So we're going to just go with the flow on this one. So very lightly. We're just going to build on that. It does take some perseverance, this paper. So I'm going to do one side first and move over to the other. I think that's the way to do it. So we've got the eyebrows as well that we're going to have to reapply with a pencil. So if we start shading, we'll build up as we go along. It will take some time. We're going to do this in stages. And it's a bit different, when I sit here in my free time, I can take hours. I've got to speed up a little bit on videos, but I can take hours with one. And it can be ages, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, gosh, that's taking me, but then I get sidetracked. So then I'm going to grab my brown ochre in 037. I'm just going to go over that colour a little bit. And we'll build up. So I've done a toned tan before. I did it with a Momo Gal picture. And that took me a while. That's why I said I'd do half a face first. We'll see how we get on. Because this can take a while. I used to, thank you, Dash. Bless you. My eyes are terrible today. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to read it at the same time. So I'm just building up layers to start with. Thank you so much, everyone. So we just build up on this. We'll take our time. We'll build up. And build on that. Then I'm going to get my other one that I seem to use a lot before we start blending in. This is burnt sienna 069. And I'm kind of going to just go up a little bit more. Start building on it as we go along. There's no pressure on yourself to kind of get this right first time. You can play on it, you can add things on it, you can do it in your own free time on building up. Take some time. So you see it's starting to build, and then when you get, because we can layer up, when you get back your burnt ochre 10%, you can start to blend in a little bit. It takes some layering up and we'll get there, and then we'll start adding in our highlights. So we'll dull it down a bit and then we can move in with the pink. So we've got to put a bit more of a pressure down. I have to get the extender. Hold on, otherwise I can't maneuver this. Where's my extender gone? Where did I put it? Gotta find it. Where did I put that? There it is. Hold on, everyone. I'll build up on it. We might have to bring some prisoners in. There we go. That's better. So when they get down a certain amount, you've got to bring an extender in on this. So if you just bear with me, I'm not in chat for a minute because I've got to kind of concentrate on doing this for a second. Otherwise, I'm going to fluff it up. Okay. So you can still chat, guys. I just haven't looked at the chat for a minute. So that might dull down. But then I'm just going to bring my henna back in a minute. The thing is with this, it's just going to take a process and time. Okay, circular motions. We need to build on what we've got. I'll do one side of the face first. Hold on, everyone. I've gone quiet a minute. I'm in the zone. When you go in the zone to try and figure out what your next colours are going to be, you kind of just get lost in it. Okay. Now I'm just going to get my clay rose a moment. Okay. Oh, hold on, everyone. We've got to build on as we go along. Where is that other colour? Because I've got to build on that. We've got our base down. This is just a base. This is the problem. It takes time. Okay, there's a nectar. And then the base is what takes a while because it's got to build up. Okay. So, oh, no, it looked. Dye is just a cheap one. Yeah, I'm in the zone. I just got to get the base going. This is the problem. I get lost in it and then I have to build on it and then I'm like lost for a bit. And then if I don't, I'm going to not get this right. So I kind of just keep myself in doing it. Crimson aubergine. Because we've got to build on stuff. And if I don't, I'm only going to have this start of it and I'm not going to do it all for you. Hold on. So I need the black. So I'm going to have to turn the page a minute. And then I need my, because we've got to build up. Oh. Got my espresso a minute. So don't worry too much about the hair because we go over that. So the espresso just adds shadows in for me so I can go over with the browns. And as I say to you, espresso for me is a good pencil to sort of shadow with. But it just takes a little bit more time. And then I'm just going to reapply lashes for a second. Okay. Then I'm going to bring some of that espresso over. We'll start to do an undertone of shadow in here. I'm just going to see what we can do for a minute. Starts to build up a little bit of a corner. And then I'm going to go on the corner again with that. This is that the colour I'm after? Yeah, this is Brown Ochre 037. bring a tad into her shade. Okay, is it starting to build? Hold on, if I turn it, can you see the build up now? It takes a while. So it's a build up, and this part will be, you don't need the Parma Violet because we've got a purple tone going. So it starts to build up on it. It just takes a lot more time. And if I had speed colouring, you would see it all sped up. And I wouldn't be here, you know, taking my merry time about it. But if we start to build up live, you know, it's going to take me a little bit longer than someone who does a speed colouring. If I tilt it, you can start to see the yellow. If I can try and get it where you can see it properly. Hold on. Hiya! Anyone that's coming on in? Okay, let me try and show you. So if I sort of tilt it. Oh, hold on, guys. If I tilt it, it's starting to build up. It's starting to build up a tone. This part isn't how it's going to be. That is just, at the moment, got nothing. But this is where you work your layers up and build on. So something like your peach from your Prismacolors, you can start to introduce and layer in as well. So what the Prismacolors lack, the luminance make up for, and vice versa. So you start to build on that. There is going to be, I'm trying to get the light so that you can see it. So it will start to make a difference, that side to that side. Oh, I have to turn the lighting down so you can see it. Hold on. Is it going to pick it up? I hope so. So you're starting, it's only one, you're only starting it. And that's the thing, if I turn it, you can kind of see that you're starting to make a difference, and it will start to bring it in. But it takes a bit of layering and a little bit of time and a little bit of a slower process than normal, which is fine because that's what it's about. It's about enjoying it and just getting stuck in. You know, it isn't a quick process. Which one do I want? Then I think I'm going to reintroduce some of the 856 in the luminance. And we can give her a little bit as well of the I'll get my words out in a minute. The espresso as well, that comes in after. So you're just building on those layers. It takes a bit of practice. Oh. And I'm just going to put some of the peach, not light peach, peach in the Prisma. And then I'm just going to bring the espresso back in. Now, before I lose this eyebrow, with my black, I'm just going to put in her eyebrow so that we don't lose it. We've got it there for after. And it's the same with her eye lashes. And Tilly's obviously got something very, very important to tell you all. And then with the black, I'm just going to put a little bit more dark in these parts here, because we can always sort of layering. Okay, and then my espresso will do the rest of the work, but the black, I don't want the black to do, but be careful of that side. Then with the cheek, I want to put some pink in. So I'm going to grab pink in the Prisma, and this is 929, yep. And I want to bring some of that pink tone over. Not too much, just a little bit. And then you can blend a little bit of henna into the edge. So it's about layering up here. So I'm just layering up as I go along. And then my peach again. And I will just keep layering in until I'm happy with it. And then we can build on. So just getting that in there as well. So I hope it's showing up. So you've got one side kind of going to a different tone now. Then I'm getting back on my brown ochre 037. Tilly, you don't have to shout it out. Okay, so I'm just sort of building on that as well. It's just a layering process again. There is lots of layers that goes into this. Does anyone that works with tone tan, because I don't work with it as much, do you find that it is a lot of layers and that you're going over what you're doing a lot more to build it up? Is that the case for all of you? Can you see that if I go sideways? It is, isn't it, Susie? You're building and building and building and building, and it takes so long. But I don't know. I enjoy the process of it, but others might not. Okay, and then it's 866 in the luminance. It is a bigger process to build, isn't it? I'm finding that you're working in the same areas over and over and over. Yeah, it takes so much, doesn't it? That's what I find as well. I'm finding that you have to keep going over the same areas quite a lot to bring out those colours. Okay, so I just want a little bit more of a brown touch. So I'm going to get raw umber in 548. I'm just going to go around this area here before we move anywhere near the other side, and then black. I find that with this one. Okay, so I'm going to just reapply this here. And her eye, in that little bit there, I'm just going to put henna before I do the other side of the face. So I don't know if it's showing if I tilt it. Yeah, I do. I just find it a lot, like if you had arthritis in your hands, for instance, I don't think someone who had, I'm getting back before I continue that sentence, burnt ochre, 10%. I don't think someone who suffers really bad with arthritis in their hands might like this paper, and therefore I would go with something a lot less testing. So I'd go for the white paper. But I think if you like the layering process and you like things that might take a bit of a challenge and a harder time, I'm just going to bring that all over a minute into this bit, then you might enjoy this process a lot more. But it is a lot more of a challenge, and I would say that it's not always suitable for someone who has a lot of problems in the hands, you know, so it's all dependent on what you kind of like. Okay, going for Rosy Beige 1019. Just to go over those areas that we had the cheeks. So it's all dependent on what you like, really. Okay, so that is a lot of layers, and we haven't even done it all yet. Yeah, I love dogs. I love dogs. I'm just reading back in your chat. I absolutely love dogs. Okay, so now I've got to remember what I did on that side. Okay, so this is going to be a challenge. I brought in henna. Then I went for this one, didn't I? So this one was 866 in the luminance. So we'll build up. We haven't finished on that side entirely, but we'll build it up as we go. Okay, so I'm just going to go over these lines a little bit more before we bring in the other colours. So don't forget on the lips. We'll do the lips, we'll do the eyes separate. The neck as well is a lot more shaded, so you'll bring a lot more of the espresso down. So we'll just start off with our base coat, which is the burnt ochre 872. So we're going to put that base down to start with. So let's get rid of the tone tan. And we'll start to layer in. So You can always apply stuff in with a darker colour, or, you know, you build on stuff. But I've noticed a lot of people that do portraits, they do the tone tans and the tone greys a lot. Is there a reason for that? That's just like people that draw. Susie can answer that one. Is it because it makes the whole image pop after? We might add something to her face. Ah, I wondered why. You'll have to show more on your Instagram, Susie. Okay, so I'm going to bring some of that 037, like I did on the other side. This is luminance, so I'll tell you when I'm over on Prismas. So I'm going to bring some of that sort of browner tone down. We've got to build on that and get it like we have on the other side. See, as soon as you apply colour though, the tone tan goes. So is it a different process that you apply when you do a portrait from scratch? Because colouring PDFs are different to drawing your own and starting from afresh. So I just wondered that. So I'm just starting to put the layers in. So when you start afresh, Susie, when you start afresh, like, because you're from a blank canvas when you're doing your own stuff. So this applies to anyone that's doing their own portrait. When you're starting from a blank canvas, and then as soon as you put the colours down, the tone tan kind of goes, and you're starting to lay down and put pressures of pencils on there. So the tone tan goes. So how do you use that in the same way that you do your colouring pages, or is it a different technique altogether? Okay, I'm going to bring my peach in before we start layering up those sides. So this is the Prismacolor peach. And I'm just starting to build up layers. So the nose will be a little bit more shaded in a minute. We're just starting the process off. I have to get some of those purpley tones over in a moment. Okay, so I'm going back to 866 in the luminance. I'm just going to build on that a little bit. I'm going to bring the shading in over here as well. Ah, you put the highlights first. Yeah, I need to look at doing that, because I'll add those in after, because they do start to apply, don't they? Yeah, so that's the thing. You know, I'm learning as well. I'm learning, we're all learning. So we'll pick it all up together. So any tips and tricks you've got on toned paper, if you're watching this back as well, then fire them away or email me, and I'd love to hear. Okay, so we're starting to build a little bit more of a pressure up. Now, see, where do you... thanks, Janet. See, because some people put their highlights like with the contouring and stuff like underneath, or, you know, they do sort of in the middle of the nose here. You know, they put all their highlights in, but you've got to I've got to build the colours up first before I do that. I don't know how. I do the other way. I work from the other way. What colours did I have next? I'm going to put the espresso in to start some shadowing. So this is espresso in the Prismacolors. I'm going to just start to put them in slightly and build on that. So very lightly apply that. Hey, Katrina. I'll have to have a look, Susie. How are you doing? How are you feeling now? How are you feeling? Are you feeling a bit better? I hope you are. Okay. Then I'm going to put a little bit of my... Where are we? I have to keep looking at colours. I keep losing them. There we go. Then I'm going to pick up a little bit of my 866 luminance. I'm just going to go over some of that espresso. And then we'll put in some more shadowing and layering up. I'm just layering as we go along. So you got, Katrina, you got a birthday this month, haven't you? I did shout out earlier. Everyone that's got a birthday this month, let me know, and I'll try and remember and say, you know, giant happy birthday to you all. I'm just going to bring my black a minute before I blend in. That's it. Then I'm going to get my peach in the prismas. And I've got to put in that eyebrow because otherwise we're going to lose that eyebrow. Okay. So I'm bringing in some of that peach over the entire area. I'm only going light layers. I'm not going heavy pressured. I'm bringing in light layers. Susie. I'm so glad that you're feeling better, Katrina. That's brilliant because we were all worried about you. Okay. Then I'm going to get my, where's my other colour? I've got them all in front of me. Is it this one I was looking for? Yeah, I'm going to bring in brown ochre 037 just around the edge because we've got to bring some of that shading in like we have on that side and make it kind of symmetrical. So I'm just allowing that in. If anyone's gone in the time that I have had my head down, I've not been in chat for a moment. I'm kind of just building up. Hiya, Dev. Hi, everyone that's come and I've not seen you. I've just been trying to sort of do this without looking up too much. I've got the nectar for a moment in the prismas. And we're just going to keep building up until we've got a similar look. And then we can mimic what we've got going on. Espresso. I'm going to build up those layers and try and sort of replicate the other side. So trying to keep it like the other side. Okay, so if we've got any, just a little, we don't talk about anything in adult, but if you're under the age of 13, really being in a chat with adults is not advised because there might be things that are spoken about with us that you shouldn't, under the age of 13 really. So just a little pre-warning that just to protect you and protect the parents, sadly anyone under the age of 13 will be removed from chat. So that is nothing against you. Thank you for coming on over, but it's just to protect. Hold on. Right. Sorry, guys. It's just to protect the parents. It's nothing personal. I've got my Parma Violet a moment. They can still watch the videos. They just won't be able to participate in the chat just to protect them. I don't think that's a bad thing. So this is 866 because, yeah, I know if I had a child under the age of 13, I would not want them in chats. Just me. Just saying. Can watch the things back, but even that shouldn't be allowed, you know, under a certain age. With swearing and everything else, it's nothing personal. Okay, so I'm just starting to bring some of that tone over. because after a certain time, you know, we have the odd thing that we slip out with. It's natural. But yeah, disclaimer thing, I'm not, you know, personally, I wouldn't like it if I had a young child in chat with adults. So yeah, that's it. You know, and that's it. I'm not doing it to harm them. Okay, I'm just gonna get my black before I continue. It's actually to protect them more. Okay, so I'm just getting my black a moment. I'm just gonna go slightly in this section. I've got to turn my page. Right, and then I'm going to follow with small strokes the line that we did have that seems to have disappeared. So we've got this little brow. Yeah, I just think it's just the sensible thing to do. It's, you know, I don't do it to offend. I just do it so that the child is protected against anything that may be said that they really shouldn't be saying. It's nothing personal. They can still watch. Okay, so if you can see, I've kind of got this started. She has a purplish tone to her, which is what I was sort of heading for. Now, I'm trying to find what tone I want to add in. So if I have a little go on this little bit of testing paper here, I'm going to add a very small amount over the entire picture of the Prismacolor Clay Rose 1017, just very lightly, just to bring a bit more of a tone in. We've got to do the nose. And then I'm going to look up in chat because I have really abandoned everyone for a moment. I don't know if you can see that. It's a bit purplish, kind of. And then, like I did on this side, I'm bringing the pink over, the pink Prisma. So that's 929. It just gives her a bit more of a pinkish cheek. So she's got like a pinky purple tone to her. And then I'm going to bring some of that henna back in a moment. That's henna is Prisma. And then the espresso, I'm just going to bring some shadow down. And the same with underneath the lip. And then she's got, I'm going to just erase a moment because I'm not quite happy with that. So on her nose, there's a bit here that just bear with me. So I'm going to bring some Clay Rose in there. And she's got just a little bit on her nose that is supposed to be shaded. So I'm going in very, very lightly. Oh, no, I've mucked that up. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me get that again. All right, let's grab my burnt ochre a minute. Hold on. If I just try and fix this nose because it really is annoying me. Okay, so we do this and it, you know, won't always go how I want it to. So we'll try and fix this. Okay, right, I need to build on that again now. So I'm going to get my peach. I'm going to try and fix her nose because that's it. I'll work on that. I know they are hard. I'm trying to kind of fix. I'll get there. I'll get there. Okay, so we've got that. Noses and necks are a thing, aren't they? Noses and necks. So I'm just going to bring the peach, just kind of work that in. So she's starting to build a tone. She's going to have I want the sides to be purple. If I want to bring any more shading in, you can always very lightly go with a black, but I kind of want her to have a purple tone. So just like she's got a dark sort of side to her. Because what I was thinking is if I really want to kind of mimic and match her purple tone, I'm going to bring some of that Parma Violet into the horns, just slightly shade that in. So I'm going to bring that because this sort of comes to me as I go along. We can work this as we go along. So I'm going to bring a touch of that Parma Violet in to her, and that on the horns I'm going to start to match what we've got going on. But I think what I'll do is take a break from her a moment, because otherwise I'm going to end up overdoing her. Now, highlights, I'm just going to bring a little bit of that buff titanium because I want to sort of come back and add a little bit more dimension and depth to her. But you can't, it's harder to see. If I kind of like dip it, you can see the colours of the page. But I want her quite dark. This I want a little bit darker. I want her to be quite gothy. So it's really trying to decide if I bring that underneath as well. I want her to have the purple sort of elements to her skin. So she's kind of like a not a traditional type as such. She's kind of going to be a little bit of a darker side, a little bit more gothy. I'm going to try and have to decide what I want to do with her, and when I come back we're going to play that out. But her lips I want to be the dark red that we've got going on there. So I might just put the base down like we did with the rose, and we'll work on everything else on the next stream, because I need to go away, have a little think about what I want to add, and that's what I'll do. I'll think about it, come back and sort of do it. Okay, then the permanent red, this is all the luminance. We're going to use the same colours as what we used for her roses. Sometimes you have to just step back, decide what you're going to add, have a play on a bit of toned paper on your, you know, that's the thing what I sometimes do is have a little play around on the toned paper and then come back and then play it out, because I need to just kind of step back from it, decide what I'm going to add in, and then pick it up from there. Okay, then I'm going to get my 590 in the luminance, and that will be the darkest shade in the middle of the lips. And then I will look back in chat, because I've abandoned chat for a moment because I've been kind of thinking about what I would like to do with it and where I want to go with her, because sometimes you need to have a step back. So I'm just going to plan for the next stream where we want to go. And the snake might be in like greys and blacks, you know, like what are they called? The boa constrictors. Are they them that you can, or is it, no, the big ones, anaconda, that's the one. So we're just going to start to build up. I want that dark, what we've got in her roses. I want to keep with that. Into the dark parts of her lips, I'm going to put a tiny bit of black in this middle area, you know, where the lips are closed. And then we're going to bring it all together in a moment. Okay, so then we're going to get our lightest shade into the middle. Sometimes it's good to just step back, have a look, think, and then come back. Yeah, I will do, Mum. It's just in the cupboard. I didn't get it out. I use these all in my spare time as well. Okay, and then I'm going to grab back my 590. Just, it kind of is the same sort of colour as that. And then with the permanent red into the middle, just very lightly layering that in. And then the original colour, which is 862. Okay, so it's kind of just playing around with what we would like to do because I want them to all match. Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I don't know if you've realised, but with Grazia's work, she has really long necks and quite big lips on her girls. And I've noticed that every time I do them, they're huge lips. And I'm like, huge necks. So I'm just getting my black again. I'm just going to reapply. Long necks, big lips. I'm like, wow. But that's her style, isn't it? Big lips and long necks. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit more of that. This is the Castle Earth. Just a bit of shading on that side. Yeah. Long necks and big lips. Okay, so with the underneath of the eyes, I'm just reapplying a little bit of shading. And then we'll get this nose right. Okay, so at the moment, I think I'm going to just, am I zoomed out or zoomed in? Let me have a look. I'm zoomed out. It's because I'm going to lift you up a minute. You can see the state of everything around me. So we've got a start on it. So what I'll do, if I'll catch up with the rams, the horns, then when we come back, we can continue on the face. But I think for them, you know, I've got the first part down, but I just need to tidy up a little bit on what we've done. So I'm going to do that on the other side. I'll catch up with the roses. And then when we come back on the next string, we will decide what we want for our eyes. And then we're going to sort of go with the neck and the rest of the skin. But I really want to add another colour and another dimension to her face, because at the moment she's got the purple tone, and if I introduce the purple into the horns, it will kind of coincide with it, which I'm happy with. But I kind of do want a sort of cheekbone. So if I bring very quickly, I'm just going to plot it out. So I'm going to try and bring that cheekbone sort of down. If I just plan this for our next stream. So I'm going to bring that sort of cheekbone look down. So next time we come back, I will do that. Hi, Nick and Tina. Have I missed anyone? Hi, anyone that I may have missed. I'm so sorry. I've been so engrossed lately, like for the last sort of part of this. So if I just go over that, because I want to kind of plan out our cheekbones. So when we come next time, we're going to just shade in some cheekbones that we've got here. Which can be done with your espresso. So if I like bring the espresso down, I can kind of, I'll shade it in and sort of go along with that. So I've planted them where I want them, and we will shade in some cheekbones next time. So that's just an indicator for me. And then we'll move on down to the neck, and I will catch up with the roses. So the roses and the horn will be the same. I've just planted that in for me, so I know what I'm doing for the next string. So we'll do the cheekbones and we'll do the rest of the skin, and we'll start on this snake. And I'll make him with a little bit of a shine down the middle, because we've got this shine through the middle of him. So we'll do that as well. So I'm going to leave her off there. I don't think there's anything else new that I've got to show you. So at the beginning of this string, finished off the Gnomes in the Neighbourhood, which is nice and bright, very tropical. We finished that off. If I turn down the brightness, you'll see. Okay, so we finished this off at the beginning of the string. This one we will come back with, and as I said, don't forget the lines. The lines are just an indicator for me. The lines are to be the cheekbones in. And then I will catch up with the roses and the ram's horn. So I showed you on that side, you literally mimic over the other part. And that will be today's stream. So I'll do the thumbnail for this. We've been here a while. I don't know how long we've been here. It goes so quick. 2.5 hours goes like an hour. It's like super, super, super quick. So I will be back on Saturday. Don't forget, guys, on next Tuesday, so giveaway time, I will be giving away the new, I'll show you, hold on. Yep, I've just remembered pickle. So let me show you. Right, the giveaway will be the new book by Joanna Basford. So our giveaway for this, oops. Hold on, guys. So the new giveaway for the month of November will be the new World of Flowers by Joanna Basford. So you've probably all seen a flip through by now. It's her latest book, which has just been released. So it's a brand new one, and it's only just been released. So it's, if you haven't already got it, now's your chance to like dive in and enter for the giveaway. So all I'm going to ask you to do, when not in the chat, when this has uploaded, and for those of you watching this back, please comment and make it clear that you are going to be entering. So just say, yes, please, or I would like to be entered for the giveaway. I will give you a number, and next Tuesday, which I think is the 6th of November, I will pick the winner. So make sure you comment after this has uploaded. If you're watching this on the playback and you're going to go over it again, you have to give it 2 hours or sometimes up to 4 for the chat to render, otherwise you don't get the chat. So if you would like to be entered for the World of Flowers by Joanna Basford, it's international, 1 entry per person, and make sure you just get the sentence, yes please Sam, or I would like to be entered for the giveaway. You have to specify. So that is when this is uploaded. So good luck to everyone. I will draw the winner next Tuesday's live stream. I will remind myself to do the vampire skin tutorial as well, like how I did the vampire skin. And thank you so much for joining me. So don't forget, enter the giveaway, international, 1 entry per person, subscribe, and then you'll be, you know, absolutely on the road to getting yourself in there with a chance. So thank you, all of you, so for the past 40 minutes I have not been in chat. Dash, after the video, make sure in the comments to this video you just say yes please, or I'd like to be entered. Everybody is able to enter. DJ, hi and bye. So you all take care. I will see you on Saturday, but I will give people enough time and I will give you a number. So make sure you get yourselves in there. Thank you so much for joining me all. And I will see you on Saturday at 4 p.m. the normal time. And I will also be around next Tuesday as long as, you know, everything's okay. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. And I will see you on Saturday. Bye, everyone.